I ain't even gonna lie. As I'm streaming this stream, I kind of thought about something. When I had Origins and I was doing that clan, um, and I don't know about any other clans like FaZe, Optic. I don't know about any of that, but I assume that they don't do this type of stuff. At least, um, especially overdoing it. But I don't even think they do it at all. Because if you're playing competitive and you're trying to be a business and organization, all type of stuff like that, especially when FaZe has stocks and all that now, and there's a lot of stuff I get in depth to, but just in general, and Origins, when I was trying to make that a really big organization more than a clan, drugs weren't going to be involved, so I kicked one of the members out, Origins Cope. That was way back in the day, and I kicked him out because he was doing what's called chewing, and it's basically chewing tobacco. And I just think it's very odd when someone says they're better or saying that they do competitive or they do this and that, but then in their clan they're vaping, and some type of copy freaking clone version of an old freaking clan I don't even have anymore. I don't have any clans named Empire, but there's another clan out there trying to copy my name, and they're vaping. And they're basically doing drugs. They may be drinking, but either way, how can you say that you doing all this stuff and this is how you doing it, but then you're gonna go out there and then you're gonna do drugs, vape, and then that's the kind of message you want to pursue? That's the message you want to show and present to people? It's just kind of sus, but it's okay, because again, like, I already knew what kind of people they were, and how they are, because I knew them for over a decade, and I'm not gonna say names because it's not like anybody knows anyway if I did, but just, I don't understand how when one wants to go out there and then start doing drugs and then say that they got this like down, they got it right, they know what they're doing. I think they kind of still need need me to show them the ways, because even in Origins Alliance, the clan I had in 2016, I had to kick members because they didn't want to do that, and that's not what I wanted for the clan. That's not what, if we became big and say we have fans like FaZe, there were a lot of kids and that were fans and teenagers and around the age where they weren't old enough to even do any of that type of stuff. So I don't want them to be growing up and then start vaping, and growing up and start tobacco, and any of that stuff really. I want them to be playing competitive. I want them to do, and I'm not trying to be the next FaZe, and back then it was a little bit of a different perspective, but in the sense of that, if we were to become big and all that, the last thing I would want to do is to just be like, hey, do drugs, drink, party and all that. See, partying one thing, that's cool and all, that's fine, but it's another thing when you're trying to do certain goals and then you try to present yourself, or no, you present yourself and then you show that, and I didn't want to do that, so that's why I'm laughing at the fact that they're vaping over there, and then they're gonna say all this, but no one even watches Call of Duty like that anymore or cares about clans. What clan right now besides FaZe, and Optic doesn't even count because they're competitive and they really never were a clan, what clan / pro team, and it has to have a clan if it's a pro team, out there right now is gaining traction and getting big? Because the last thing you're going to hear is something Empire, some random clan.